Hey, welcome to Graphic Policy Television GPTV. I'm Brett. In my hand is one of this week's new releases. It's Major X #1. Rob Liefeld returning to the world of X-Men. He's the writer and the penciler. Inks by Liefeld, Adelso, Corona, and Dan Fraga. Colorists by Romulo, Fajardo Jr., lettering by Joe Sabino. Alright. I'll admit, when I was younger, I loved some Rob Liefeld. Over the top, crazy art, big guns, lots of pouches. You know, it helped define the 90s. Let's be honest. Liefeld, Jim Lee, Todd McFarlane, pretty much the founders of Image, helped define the 90s and definitely influenced a generation. I loved the X-Men back in the day. I got a full run of New Mutants. I treasure my copies of New Mutants when we get our Deadpool, X-Force, Cable, like everything in that. You know, absolutely love those issues. They bring back a lot of memories. Doesn't necessarily mean they were good, if you understand that. Entertaining is one thing, and Major X #1 is absolutely entertaining, but I would not call Major X #1 good. The art is classic Liefeld, over the top, lots of action, and that's what the issue is over the top, lots of action, absolutely no logic whatsoever to it. So the story is this character, Major X. We get the reveal as to who Major X is by the end, and there's this place called, so there's this world where, I'm trying to figure out the best way to describe it. So in the future, at some point, mutants go off and wind up in this new world called Existence. And there's this character named Essential who kind of like keeps Existence together. And the way I can only describe Existence is it's like a pocket dimension away from the reality that we know. And the mutants have like found peace and created this world there. And that world is being challenged right now. And it's falling apart. So Major X and his partner McCoy, this world version of Beast, wind up going through the multiverse, dimensions, whatever, and wind up in the early days of X-Force, later days of New Mutants, back when Cable was wearing vests and pouches with no shirt. Don't know why, but he did. And he winds up there, and the whole issue is basically him fighting these characters that he needs as allies. Doesn't explain why he's fighting them. He's just fighting them. It's kind of that trope of superheroes fighting each other before things come together. Then there's this introduction of another character that people I think are going to love and probably cosplay the crap out of. Deadpool's thrown in there. Like, it's just 90s love is the best way I can describe it, with absolutely no rhyme or reason to it. I'm sure by the time I read the entire series, it's going to be entertaining. I'm going to love it, just in that, like, turn your brain off popcorn sort of way. But the second you start dissecting this, it's just, it hurts the brain. Again, it's entertaining, but I would not call it good, if this makes sense at all. Yeah, it's fascinating. It's a really fascinating read. It's choppy, again, as far as the, like, flow of the story. It makes utterly no sense whatsoever. I mean, you can see, it's kind of like, this is, I think, sums it up. It opens up with this fight. Right? We get this fight. And there's, we got the other version of Hank McCoy. Again, fight. Whereas opposed to, Major X could have just shown up and been like, gone all Terminator of like, come with me if you want to live sort of thing. Knock on the door and say, hey, I'm from this alternate dimension, whatever, I needed help. Like, the fight isn't really explained why he's fighting them, other than he maybe showed up and, like, tripped alarms. It's kind of weird like that. Like, yeah. That's just what I'm going to go with. It's weird. As you saw, the art's classic Rob Liefeld. You're either going to love it, you're going to hate it. Just like the story of the comic, you're going to love it, you're going to hate it. It's already sold out. Second printing's coming. Get it if you can. It's going to be a hot commodity. Of course, debut of Major X, other than I think he's been on some variant covers, but first full issue. And then, of course, the reveal at the end as to who he is going to be a big deal. I think for a long time coming, this is going to be an introduction of a character I think is going to be around for a while. Possibly. Who knows? We'll see. Out this Wednesday from Marvel. It's just... Yeah, the 90s are back. The 90s are back. Variants. Chromium. My light just fell off. Yeah. Okay. If you want to get this, it's out in comic shops this week, starting this Wednesday. You can go and get it from a comic shop, and we got a link beneath that. Go put in your zip code, tell the shops near you, no shop, no problem. We got some affiliate links. They are affiliate links, so we get a small percentage of that. But go support your comic shop. And speaking of support, I want to thank Marvel for hooking us up with the review copy. We always appreciate it. And thank you for watching. Now, if you're into X-Men, Major X, Marvel, comics in general, check us out every single day at graphicpolicy.com. We're on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Tumblr, all at Graphic Policy. Until next time, keep reading those comics. Yeah, keep it geeky. Hey, thanks for watching the previous video from Graphic Policy Television. Just by watching, you help support our site. Thank you so much. Now, if you're watching these videos, you probably care about geeky things like movies, television, comic books, toys, games, video games, you name it. You can go and subscribe right now to our YouTube channel to stay in touch and catch all the new videos, or check out our website at graphicpolicy.com. There's a nice link on this end of the video. But as always, thank you for watching. Keep on rocking and keep it geeky.